ruckus upstairs.
It's extra loud down here.
Okay, welcome back, everybody. Today I'm joined with Mr. Hayes.
Yo, yo.
If you're new here, this is what we do. Take a look at some NQ daily price action, see what we had on the day, see what we can do going into tomorrow or the next day. In the mornings, we typically do a stream that outlines everything going into the New York session, just kind of riffing off of what we discussed the night before. We also discussed some crypto, which is taking a shit since we last spoke, and since Mr. Hayes mentioned that aggressive move against the trend. You can see how that played out for longs. And then we also take a look at some stocks. So let's get into it. It might be a little short and sweet today. It might yap for forever. But here's what we had. First of all, we're going to take a look at the higher time frame. We're going to take a look at the 4-hour. If you guys remember from last night and from the morning stream yesterday, we talked about this 4-hour fair value gap. I'm streaming for you, right? I have dogs flying my way. Yeah, I am streaming for you. Okay, cool.
Yep.
But over here, we had this 4-hour fair value gap that we were watching. And last night we said, okay, as long as we were staying below that, we could see a good run to the downside. So over here, you can see on Wednesday, 2 a.m., everything kept on holding the top of this fair value gap right there. You can see no body close above it. So that gave us a good structure and a good, oh my God, fucking losing words today again. Just like a good quote-unquote bias based on levels that we are going to see some downside liquidity, right? And then you can also see these higher time frame levels that we have outlined right there. So we had this quarterly open right there, need above this level in order for us to continue to the upside, the previous or that Sunday open, and also that previous weekly high. So you can see how well we respected this quarterly open. So this is a little bit going into tomorrow. If we continue to hold this quarterly open, obviously we can see a nice continuation to the upside. But given that we've broken below this retested support level over here, this previous weekly high that we've broken above it, came back through, and now it's showing as a rejection point, right? So it showed as a failed support now. So we're either going to see a rejection from it over here back down, or if we get back through, we're going to see a continuation up to that all-time high 25,394. Here on the 5-minute, you can see, so going into the session, right, it looked like it was going to be an S&D day, given that London has swept both sides, but those don't typically happen on Thursdays. They're more likely to happen on Wednesdays, so at least from like backtesting and observing price action. So you can see here on the 5-minute, initial dump just straight into the open. Then we come down to that previous weekly high level and see a nice bounce out of it. So sweep of that previous candle liquidity, you could have gotten like a 1-minute time frame and looked at this bounce, the way that it was forming out. Kind of had that nice little hammer candle to the top, retested the 50% of this wick and continued to the upside from there, sweeping that top and sweeping those levels up there. On the 5-minute, you can also take the OTE of this leg to the downside that we had, right? Take any leg pretty much and throw an OTE on it. And if we don't sweep liquidity, there's a good chance that we come back, retest it, and then bounce back down from it. So you can see right here, if we draw an OTE of this leg right there, came in right into that 786, or we can even make it that. I think that's a little better. There we go. Top right there, you can see how we came into that 786, retested that level. No continuation above, but we were also hitting these fair value gaps right there. And nice continuation down from there. Break through this level. You can see we came back on the 5-minute, retested it. That showed us now being resistance again, and we continue to the downside from it. On the 15-minute as well, you can see this wick form to the downside at 9:30. We come down, and over here we come up and sweep this liquidity. Sweep it, reject the order block over here right on the 15-minute. And nice continuation to the downside from it. So this whole range and that continuation down, that's what gave us that idea for some downside. And the fact that that 4-hour OTE was, or not 4-hour OTE, but the 4-hour fair value gap was rejecting. That's the biggest thing that we were watching for the downside. If I can spell fucking 4-hour right there, you'll see that. On the previous 4-hour, right, 6 a.m. Next one opens up, that's 10 a.m. candle. And you can see something that we've spoken about many times. You can see the close of this candle is right there at the bottom, and the close of this candle is now holding the 10 a.m. opening price, right? We're not seeing anybody going above it. We did see a wick above, right? But that did not hold the open or the closing price. So given that we're below that closing price, gives us a nice continuation to the downside. I'm sure you can draw an OTE of this range. We're somewhere within the 50% of it. Right there. Yeah, pretty close to the 618. Bounce right on these. This is an hourly order block as well, so it's something I would watch going into tomorrow. It's going to be these two liquidities, or these levels, right? So it's going to be that 24,726.50 as the next potential opportunity for a bounce. These two lows are a little fucking suspicious right here. Watch those 24,627.50. Obviously, watch the Sunday open and watch that previous weekly high. Can happen if we break above this right there and above the 1550. We can come back, retest that, and potential opportunity for some downside going into tomorrow. I think on Sunday we talked about having a good chance that we might go outside week. So it all depends on these levels right here now. That's what I got on NQ. Hope that made sense. If you guys got any questions, comments, concerns, leave them in the chat below or tag us, whatever you got to do. Let us know. Let us know what you think. Let's see. This is gonna be Wednesday journal. Wednesday journal right there. Beautiful. Yeah. Watch out for those liquidities. You can see right there. Sweep. Delete that. That going into here. Crypto, not so ripto. You can see this is we mentioned this on live stream yesterday, but price is still below the 200, especially on these big names, right? Like Bitcoin and Bitcoin and Ethereum. So he's mentioned thing about if prices make an aggressive move against the trend, right? There's a likely chance that we're trapping liquidity. You can see that reversal that we had towards the end of the day on Friday or on Tuesday. You can see sweep at that previous 4-hour and continuation to the downside. Now, there's an SFP right now, but if you look on the daily, it still does not look the best. We're holding these levels, but honestly, the way this weekly is looking, there's a good chance we're more than likely to come down to the downside of it than the upside. But we'll see how the price plays out. Right, similar thing on Ethereum. Same thing right there. Displaced this fair value gap. Kind of went below it, and now we're holding below it again. The bodies are closing below it. So good chance we're going to see these 33s. And the worst case would be like coming down into this OTE, into these like 2700s. Yeah, got anything on crypto, Mr. Hazed?
No, sir.
Nothing.
I don't want anything to do with it right now.
Yeah. Yeah, some names are seeing bounces, but it's like if you're gambling, you might as well go to a casino with this fucking price action. This wick fucking single-handedly destroyed the price action on everything. Fucking stupid. In terms of stonks, I'm looking at a firm, so you can see that retest of this OTE range going into this fair value gap. Technically, it is a balanced price range because we came down and went back through it. So something I would watch. This weekly is still also just a little iffy, given that is the body is inside, but we swept the previous weekly high and we're holding below the 200. There is some lows that do look a little sus on it still too. So I would just be watching that to see how that plays out. You got anything? What you think on Affirm? Like this is,
yeah, it's got to hold this FVG and reclaim, because otherwise we swept into like that OTE and did not displace.
Yeah.
Like this one I almost wouldn't even trust just because of that shitty sweep yesterday. We'll see.
Yep. Yeah, the 62 liquidity looks pretty fucking juicy for it. There's Chipotle is consolidating a little bit. Similar, it looks like a little like this a little bit over here. So I'd want to see how they close out this weekly, given that we swept up previous weekly high. No, we haven't swept previous weekly high. So just watch CMG there with this daily price action. We got 2 days. We also got 1 more week until the monthly closes. So this is something that I would watch on it as well, given that, you know, we swept the previous monthly high, but we haven't swept the low. Holding that liquidity over here nicely. We discussed that yesterday, but just those higher time frames are a lot more telling than like the weeklies. Weeklies are good for entries on these, weeklies, dailies, but watching those monthlies and really what they want to do going into like the end of the month is something worth watching. Target, seeing a solid continuation, right? We swept this liquidity, good displacement, not necessarily through, but we're still looking like we're holding. I would want it to continue to hold above this 94 level in order for us to continue more to the upside. We'd obviously need to break above the 200, and then from there we can see a good continuation. The McDonald's treated us fucking nicely. Retrace into this 705 range right there of this weekly range. OTE previous monthly has been swept, so this looks like it wants to continue to head up to the upside of the month. We would just need to get above the previous monthly opening price in order for us to continue. So above that 313-ish level, we can go to that 326 and see something happen over there. Come on, I want to see how that did today.
Like upstart too. Upstart.
Yeah, just upstart. Yeah, I like that. Continue hold of this fair value gap, or retest of the fair value gap, and continued hold of the OTE right there. This does look good. That monthly is flat on the top too. You can see a good one on this. Yoops. It seems like we displaced a lot of those levels yesterday, and now kind of coming back to retest and see what we do there. Z looks fucking ready too.
Yep.
You were mentioning, you know what, let's see. What else? DG possibility, right? We swept that liquidity, no close above it. SFB here on the daily, so I'd watch this OTE right here for it. If we are going to come back down or retest something, it would have to be this OTE in order for us to continue to the upside. I don't know, we'd need to hold, and we need to see a solid reaction out of that. Master, that's what I got on stonks for these. Actually, AMT too. AMT, I would like to see a continuation still out on this one. That weekly closed nicely over here. No sweep of that liquidity, which is okay. But the fact that we're holding that OT is the reason why I would want to see continue to the upside, especially with that monthly wick. Could still keep on doing this little fucking consolidating wedge. But that's the higher time frame. EMAT, and then on I think I discussed it, posted on Twitter. What else do we got here? CMG, AI, SFB on the daily. Could go AI. We're here with this SFB. Would need to get above that 618, these 786s on the daily. Weekly, swept the bottom. Monthly looks a little fucking gross.
I'm just kind of waiting on everything that we charted yesterday. We got some weird moves today on some stuff, but most of it like held important levels.
Yep. I think DraftKings, DD, that one had a decent move to the upside today out of this OT. We had a nice gap up overnight, so I want to see if they want to continue this out of here or if this is going to be the death of DraftKings. See break. But yeah, other than that, that's all I have too. Get short and sweet, a little educational, a little pizzazz in there today. Nothing unneeded, right? That's what we're all about here at the Paper Chitters. We don't spew you guys with a bunch of bullshit and things like that. We only show you what's important, right? If if there's nothing to talk about, why would we open our mouth, right? Same goes with life. If you don't got something nice to say, don't say nothing at all. Just keep your head down and be cool with everything. Other than that, make sure you guys check out www.paperchurch.io if you want to see some more of what we do. On that website, you'll find At the bottom of the page, you can view our past streams, see how we've done in the past, check our track record. The most recent live stream is also going to be on there. So a good place to be if you just want to watch and use the tools that we provide on there. You can also check out all the tools that we offer on that website too for anybody that is a member here in the Paper Traders. So good place to be. Make sure you check out the Twitter for us as well. That's at the Paper Traders. Best way to stay updated with us, turn those post notifications, and anything that's important related to the community will come that way. Make sure you also check out Mr. Hazed at Hazed Beats. He's posting a lot of fucking charts on there and providing good outline thesis and details on there. So if you guys want to get a taste of what it's like to be in a Discord with Mr. Hayes, go check him out. And obviously inside Discord you get the inside scoop there. You get a great version of his charts. Make sure you check him out. Give him a follow. Once he hits 3,000 followers, we're gonna do a lifetime giveaway for the Paper Traders membership. So go ahead, like it up, show him some love. Yeah, make sure you check out Blowfin if you want to trade some crypto. We're waiting right now, but past that is what we have used, and that is what we will continue to use. So make sure you go check that out. Great people there, cool stuff that they provide us with. You get an initial deposit bonus if you use the code Hayes or code Eddie on there. So go check them out. As always, make sure to share these streams. That's the best way to support us. Show some love. Share these. We'll be showing them no matter what. But it's a good way to spread the word if you're not in the community. Just something to watch, something free, right? We're not asking for much. Make sure you follow me as well if you're new here. 2,000 followers. I'll quit my job. No, I'll call them and be like, "This is Eddie. It's Eddie's new boss. He's done. He's done for good." And we'll do daily live streams, hourly live streams. We'll be here all the time. 3,000 followers. I'll stop talking about your moms. So, as always, to end it, make sure you guys tell your mom about us, tell your dad about us. Come watch the show. Come hang out. Ask some questions if you do. On that's all I have for today. Mr. Haste, any concluding thoughts?
No, sir.
Sure. All right. Stay cool, friends. Stay well. Smile. And we'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Peace out.